We are live. Are we good? Make sure my headroom is good here. Don't want too much headspace. There we go. I think we're good. Share this out to everybody and get started. We're not gonna be here too long. Um, we've got Sunday night football coming up in a little bit, about an hour and a half away until kickoff. The injury report hasn't came out for the Miami Dolphins yet. The inactives, by the way. I am your host, Joseph Conlon. I don't know how many people are going to join us. Totally okay. But this is going to be a weekly um, kickoff. You go, Joe. I appreciate that. It's a huge night tonight for this team in general. Uh, Last week, brutal loss to the San Francisco 49ers, which, by the way, to all the naysayers out there saying, oh, Brock Purdy lit up the Miami Dolphins last week. The Miami Dolphins lost to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, here's his stats. It's mostly first half stats, but at halftime, the 49ers were beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28 to nothing. So far, Brock Purdy's 15 for 20, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He is carving up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, who's not a terrible defense. So Brock Purdy is playing really good today. Got a 2-yard touchdown scramble, a 27-yard touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, and then a 32-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk to end the first half. Armstead is active, so is Fisher. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're telling me the injury report just came out. Here we go. It did come out. The injury report for the Miami Dolphins, the inactives tonight. Myles Gaskin, Teddy Bridgewater, Noah Igbinoghene, Eric Uzukama, Hunter Long, and River Craycraft. Yesterday, the Dolphins actually brought up Freddie Swain from the practice squad, who's more than likely going to take Craycraft's place for tonight against the Chargers. Kelly, you're telling me that Fisher is active. I don't think Eric Fisher is going to play this week. I don't think that he's going to play. He's nice to have him as backup, but I think tonight we're going to roll with Brandon Shell. And if anything bad happens, we plug him back in there. But I'm so freaking happy that Teron Armstead is back. He's an absolute animal. I'm so happy that he's back. Missed the game last week. San Francisco wasn't terrible. They weren't. I mean, the offensive line wasn't terrible against San Francisco, but I mean, it's glad to have Big 72 back. It really is. So those are the inactives. I'm gonna go see if the Chargers actually released their inactives. Let's see here. Twitter, Chargers. Chargers did list their inactives. Quarterback Easton Stick is inactive. Derwin James is not playing. Star safety for the LA Chargers is not playing tonight. Huge right there, man. Jason Moore is inactive. Sonny Michel is inactive. Starting corner, Bryce Callahan. Wes, what's up, man? What's going on? Starting cornerback, Bryce Callahan is inactive. Sebastian Joseph Day is inactive. Defensive lineman and starting tackle, Trey Pipkins, is inactive for the Los Angeles Chargers. So, I mean, the Chargers are missing a lot of key players on their defense tonight, and we got to take advantage, man. We got to take advantage. of those inactives. Um, damn, yeah, that's right. You just gotta take advantage of those inactives. Um, and something that I didn't say during my preview is that the Chargers play the most man coverage on defense in the NFL, and Tua Tagovailoa dominates against man coverage. The Miami Dolphins offense has done really good against man coverage. Tua throwing the ball down the middle of the field, he's going to need to do a lot of that tonight to his guys, Trent Sherfield, Tyreek Hill. I mentioned Trent Sherfield first because that's who he's mostly throwing down the middle to. Jalen Waddle, all his receivers, he's going to have to make plays down the middle because this Chargers team's is in man coverage, and you know they are they're banged up. They're pretty banged up with injuries, so those are big losses, especially the Derwin James one. That's a big loss. But let's go around and see what's going on in the NFL today, uh, indicating the AFC playoff picture. The Buffalo Bills defeated the New York Jets 20-12. Josh Allen's stat line was 16 for 27, 147 yards, and one touchdown. Mike White is one tough son of a bitch, man. Got hit in the rib in the second quarter, went out for 2 plays, came back in, got the wind knocked out of him in the third quarter, got taken out of the game, came back to finish the game, and ended up going to the hospital after the game. Man, I don't like the Jets, let me tell you, but Mike White, Mike White is a tough son of a bitch. Props to him. The Jets, folks, the Jets don't scare me. Well, let me tell you something, Kelly. Neither do the Bills. Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm always going to ride the Dolphins absolutely 100 times out of 100. But let me tell you something. I think as us Dolphin fans, I think we've undermined the Jets this season. I really do. The Jets are a very good football team. Their defense is top 10. They have very good running backs. Their receivers aren't terrible. I would say they need one receiver away to having a really good receiving core. All the Jets need is they don't have a quarterback. Mike White's not their franchise quarterback, and they gave up on Zach Wilson. The Jets are a very good team, but they're a quarterback away from being a really good team. Is basically what I'm trying to say. And the Bills are now up to 10 wins. So they're 10-3, and the Dolphins want any chance of winning the AFC East, they're going to have to win tonight. And then that game Saturday night in Orchard Park at Buffalo, that's going to be for the AFC East. So a win tonight, and you're playing Buffalo. You're playing Buffalo Saturday night for the AFC East. Let's go. About other games. Cincinnati defeated the Cleveland Browns 23-10. Deshaun Watson does not look good for the Cleveland Browns. The Dallas Cowboys survived last minute against the Houston Texans 27-23. The Detroit Lions defeat the Minnesota Vikings. They defeat the Minnesota Vikings 34-23, which, again, we beat the Lions earlier this season, and if you ask Dolphin haters, be like, "Oh, the Lions suck." No, that's not true anymore. That's not true. The Lions don't suck. So in that 5-game stretch, the Dolphins had a 5-game winning streak. They actually beat a pretty decent team, the Detroit Lions, who were winning for most of that game. May I mind you, the Lions were winning for most of that game when they played the Dolphins, and then the Dolphins kind of got the lead back in the late in the third quarter, and they kept it to win that game. But let's continue. The Philadelphia Eagles throttle the New York Giants 48-22. They're the first team to clinch the playoff spot this year. The Baltimore Ravens defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 16-14. Tyler Huntley got hurt for Baltimore, and they had a third-string quarterback, and Pittsburgh still couldn't beat them. Goes to show you how bad their team is. They couldn't stop the run game at all. Yikes, 48-22. Eagles are good, man. Eagles are, I would say them or San Francisco are the two best teams in the NFC. Yeah, it just goes to show you how good Pittsburgh is when they freaking get losing to a third-string quarterback at home. And it's not like Brock Purdy last week with the 49ers. And finally, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Tennessee Titans 36-22. The Titans are now 7-6, leading the AFC South. And I'm pretty sure the Titans at this point are going to be locked up as the number 4 seed going into the playoffs. So, yeah, man, that's everything that happened in the NFL today. Before I get out of here, Miami, you must-win game tonight. Must-win game. I heard SoFi Stadium is packed with Dolphin fans, which is music to my ears, man. Give those fans that are there, give those fans that traveled all the way to Los Angeles, give them a show tonight, okay? Give them a show. This is called Hype Me Up. I'm freaking hyped, man. Let's go. The Los Angeles Chargers can screw off, okay? A loss tonight, and it's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs. They're 6-6. We're 8-4. We're trying to win a division. We're trying to win the AFC East. Go out there, have fun. Let's get this win, man. Let's beat the Chargers in front of the whole world, and let's show that QB1 was always the right choice. Go Fins. I appreciate that, Wesley. I'm getting out of here. Appreciate you guys who stopped in, and anybody who checks this out after the stream's over. Gonna do this on a weekly basis now. AEW Wednesday nights, more than likely, I'll be going live while watching AEW. And Saturday, the pregame, Hype Me Up, around 15 minutes. So, thank you guys. I'm out of here. Let's fucking go Dolphins, man.